Hello, sports fans. This is the Bookmaker Podcast with Art Eftekhari, a.k.a. Mr. Bookmaker, your source for the sports betting industry 24/7. Sit back, relax, and listen as Mr. Bookmaker highlights what's happening right now in the world of sports. So, without further ado, here's your host, Art Eftekhari.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome back to another edition of the Bookmaker Podcast. I'm your host, Art Eftekhari. Glad you could join us. Before we get started, get to our website. You know the address, bookmakerinfo.com. That's www.bookmaker-info.com. Remember, I want you to take your love of sports to the next level. So get to our website as soon as you can. We got the links to the best European, Asian, and United States friendly bookmaker sites. And our bookmaker guide is available for you to download. So get to this as soon as you can. But also, make sure you visit Dan's cricket blog and Patrick's American sports blog. And of course, please check out the Mr. Bookmaker football blog or soccer, depending on where you are in the world. Time for our A to Z sports betting lingo. Our word today is shortstop. Now, what is a shortstop? I'm not talking about the sport of baseball. It's actually a small bettor. So, if you do a lot of small bets, consider yourself a shortstop. Okay, everybody, let's get right to it. You know what went on this past weekend in the National Football League. It was Conference Championship weekend, the AFC Conference Championship, and the NFC Conference Championship. For the NFC, I was surprised. Philadelphia Eagles just trounced the Minnesota Vikings 38-7. It wasn't even a game. Then in New England, you saw the Jacksonville Jaguars having a lead. They had a 10-point lead at one time in the fourth quarter, and, of course, not a shock, Tom Brady did what he knows how to do best, and that is win. Patriots won 24-20. Super Bowl 52 will take place on Sunday, February 4th at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm on Bovada.com. As of right now, the Patriots are favored by 5. As for the money line, positive 165 for the Eagles, negative 190 for the New England Patriots. Over-under is set at 48.5. Now, as you know, the Super Bowl is more than a week away. We have this 1 week of what I like to call the, waiting for the Super Bowl so badly. There's also the Pro Bowl, but let's skip that. But I'm not just going to say, okay, let's wait for the next podcast to hear some bets for Super Bowl 52. I will share some Super Bowl special bets, though, just to get you back to Bovada and start thinking. First one, the coin toss. If you choose heads, payout here is negative 105. If you choose tails, payout here is negative 105. What can I say? It's the coin toss, but it is a big part of the game. The Super Bowl is always such a fun spectacle. How about the time of the national anthem? How long will it take Pink to sing the U.S. national anthem? If you choose over 2 minutes, payout is negative 140. If you choose under 2 minutes, payout is even. And basically this counts from the moment she sings the first word until she completes saying brave for the first time. Remember, book manager's decision is final. Now, how about this interesting bet? What color will Pink's hair be when she starts to sing the national anthem? Will it be pink or red? If you choose pink or red, the payout is positive 150. If you choose white or blonde, payout is positive 175. If you choose brown or black, payout is positive 400. If you choose blue or purple, the payout is positive 500. If you choose green, the payout is also positive 500. Remember, this is about the predominant color. Another one here. Will Pink be airborne at any point during her singing of the national anthem? If you choose yes, the payout is positive 150. If you choose no, the payout is negative 200. Last one I'm going to share with you here. Will Pink forget or omit a word from the national anthem? If you choose yes, the payout is positive 300. If you choose no, the payout is negative 500. Like I said earlier, the Super Bowl will be played on Sunday, February 4th. But I thought it would be a good idea to share some bets with you. Because remember, we are getting closer and closer. The Super Bowl will be here before you know it. And before we continue, make sure you check out our website. You know the address, bookmakerinfo.com. That's www.bookmaker-info.com. On our website, you have easy access to the Bookmaker 101 Basics. That includes steps on how to register, bet, and withdraw. Our Bookmaker Guide is available to download. Read through it at least 2 or 3 times. Remember, I want you to become an expert on this whole entire online sports betting process. And remember, we have betting strategies, tips. Don't forget about our A to Z sports betting lingo. Remember, you may not sound like an expert just yet, but keep on listening to the Bookmaker Podcast. Check out our website, and you'll be good to go. And also, everyone, one last reminder. Don't forget, Super Bowl 52 will take place on Sunday, February the 4th, between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New England Patriots. Get to bovada.lv as soon as you can. All right, moving on now. I am on SBOBET.com. That's www.sbobet.com, a very popular Asian bookmaker. Right now, my focus is the FA Cup, the oldest football competition in the world, or soccer, depending on where you are in the world. So with the FA Cup, I'm talking about teams from the English Premier League, or just teams from the English football pyramid in general. There are a lot of games going on this coming weekend, but the games I'm focusing on here will take place on Sunday, the 28th of January. First, you got Chelsea hosting Newcastle United. The odds here show Chelsea with 1.43 on the payout, 4.20 for a draw, and 7.00 for Newcastle United. Not a shock that Chelsea is heavily favored. The next game, which is an interesting matchup, Cardiff City hosting Manchester City. That game will take place at Cardiff City Stadium. The odds here show 8.75 for Cardiff, 5.60 for a draw, 1.28 for Manchester City. Obviously, Manchester City is favored. They're also favored to win the tournament, so you definitely have your classic David versus Goliath matchup here. Cardiff City, heavy underdogs. How will they do? It'll be tough. But, as I mentioned earlier, SBOBET is a very famous Asian online bookmaker, and they specialize in the Asian handicap. So let's go over some of these handicap possibilities that might get you to be more intrigued to placing some wagers. Like I mentioned, with Manchester City, the payout would be 1.28 because they are heavily favored against Cardiff City. But let's just say you want to take Manchester City with the Asian handicap. One of the options here is that Manchester City starts the game behind 1.75. That means a negative 1.75 Asian handicap for Manchester City. And the great thing about the Asian handicap is that it eliminates the possibility of a draw. Now with this here, if you want to choose Manchester City to beat Cardiff City, the payout here would be 2.06, but based on the negative 1.75 handicap for Manchester City. So what does that mean here in simple English? Well, that's why I'm here to help you. So with Manchester City entering the game at a negative 1.75 handicap, that means they need to win by 3 goals in order for you to win based on that 2.06 payout. If they win by 2, if Manchester City wins by 2 goals, you win half of the stake. If they win by 1 goal, or draw or lose, then of course you lose the wager there. But what about Cardiff City? See, now Cardiff City has a positive 175 Asian handicap entering that game. I think this is more of the safer bet to take. Because if Cardiff wins, draws, or loses by a goal, you win, and the payout would be 1.86. If Cardiff loses by 2 goals, you lose half your stake. If they lose by 3 goals, of course, you lose the stake altogether. But for this game, what can I say? I feel like Cardiff City might be the team that can maybe pull off the upset against Manchester City. They'll be playing at home. You just never know what can happen. So like I said, get to SBOBET.com as soon as you can. That's www.sbobet.com. And in fact, if you want to learn more about this famous Asian online bookmaker, check out our website. Take a look at our latest online bookmaker review. It's called Party at SBOBET. You can't miss it. I think you'll love it. And with that, everybody, it is time to wrap up this edition of the Bookmaker Podcast. Really do appreciate the support. Please check out Dan's cricket blog as soon as you can. Also, make sure you show some support and check out Patrick's American sports blog. And don't forget to check out the Mr. Bookmaker football blog or soccer, depending on where you are in the world. Don't forget to download our Bookmaker guide. Like I said before, I want you to take your love of sports to the next level, so make sure you get to our website. You know the address, bookmakerinfo.com. That's www.bookmaker-info.com. Thank you, everybody, for listening to this edition of the Bookmaker Podcast. We'll see you next time.
This has been the Bookmaker Podcast with Art Eftekhari, a.k.a. Mr. Bookmaker. Thanks for listening. If you haven't already, please show some love by subscribing to this podcast on iTunes or Stitcher. Till next time, this is Mr. Bookmaker over and out.